Good morning. Welcome back to Tail 3 Cabins. It's about 5 in the morning. We're packing up here and we're getting ready to head out to Tennessee. Haven't been there in quite some time, so why don't you check it out? Come on, Willow.
Come on, go outside. Go potty. You went potty already? Come on, let's go get in the truck.
Come on up. Okay. Okay, so we made it down here in Tennessee. We unloaded, we're unpacked, but the thing I'm probably most nervous about is we had a piece of flashing fly off the far side of the cabin here in the back corner. And it's a particularly hard place to get to unless you have a 55 or 60 foot ladder, which I don't happen to have, and I don't plan on transporting one back and forth from northern Ohio to here. So I'm going to rent a lift, and I'm not entirely sure if this lift is going to be able to get to where I need it to go. So I'm taking a chance. I reserved it for Wednesday, which is in a couple days. In the meantime, we're going to size up the flashing that I need. I brought some flashing with me that was left over from the pole barn. I have 3 pieces, so 2 6-foot pieces and a 3-foot piece, and I think that should be enough. John took a picture and we started measuring the soffit space and counted the little soffit ridges, and it looks like it's about a 12-foot piece. So I thought if I could get something in that corner, I could reach over and get a good portion of it and screw it in, but there's no way I'm going to be able to do 12 feet. So I think it's going to be a combination of trying to work outside the window that's up there and then off of this lift. So I'm a little bit nervous about this one. It's going to be pretty high up there. I don't think there's going to be a lot of time for play on this trip because there's a lot of work to be done. We'll be setting up Christmas, a few things on the inside, trying to get that flashing up, and just cleaning things a little bit better. There's a lot of grease in the kitchen, so around the cabinet areas that we just want to clean and wash up. Just kind of giving the cabinet a good once over before we leave, and then the holidays start for these renters, so it's going to be another busy time down here. Also, we had a little scare. There's some wildfires that's been going on around here too. It's been very dry. A pretty severe drought's been going on in this area. And you'll see little puffs of smoke come up here and there in different areas. They've been on top of things and keeping these wildfires from spreading very rapidly and very large. It's a little scary because things are so dry right now this time of year and it hasn't rained in such a while. But we'll keep an eye on those things too, so why don't you just stick around and let's get to work. The rental place is about 20 minutes away from our Smokys rental cabin. I've rented a lift like this before when I had to stay in our log cabin up in northern Ohio.
It's been a couple years, but I'll take a roll refresher. Okay. So here's your charger cord.
Yep.
Got a red pull-out stop here and also a basket.
Okay.
We usually just pop one in when you're towing it.
Okay.
So just make sure and pull that out when you get to where you're going. Unhook from the truck. And set your brake, that black handle right up.
So the last time I rented one of these, it towed very well when I got it home. I used my tractor to move it about through the yard, and it got stuck a few times in some mud, but all in all it went pretty well. Coming up these mountain country roads though, we have a few twists and turns. Of course we got to gain some elevation to get up to our cabin. Now you might be asking yourself, why are you doing this yourself? Why don't you just hire somebody to do it? And I did make a couple different calls. I called some contractors that were working in the area and they gave me some names. I called 4 different people. A couple came out, never got back to me. I did get an estimate and it was pretty high. And then I thought, well, maybe this was a good time to put gutters on our house. And I got a gutter estimate. I thought they could put that flashing back up, and that was $9,000. Our cabin is on the top right of the screen there. We just got to go up a little bit, around a bend, and up a hill. $9,000 for gutters is a little steep. I don't really need them that bad right now. I also rented this lift. It was just under $300, so we're going to be somewhere around $250 to $275 after it's all said and done. The flashing was free, and we had to come down here anyways to set up Christmas. as this outrigger comes down, I do have a slight bank onto the driveway. I did ask them about it at the rental place. They didn't think it'd be an issue, but I kind of wonder how the outriggers are going to self-level here. Looks like that wheel chalk is not going to be necessary. Another concern I have is we're right on the edge of a big drop here on the side of our cabin. And about 4 years ago, we lost a little bit to like a landslide. 2 months ago, something caught my eye, and if you watch the right side of the screen, a before shot and now an after shot, there's a good chunk of the earth missing. And I know we had about 5 inches of rain just prior to this picture, so we had a good little mudslide and washed away a good part of the soil around our cabin there. And it's kind of infringing upon our propane tank. This tree was definitely a little bit of a hindrance and in the way, and then as I got up closer to the top of the roof, I noticed that there were some screws that had backed out from the metal roofing. Alright, so we pre-checked to make sure that this piece was going to be wide enough, and it does fit well when it's held up there, and there's really no cutting that's going to be involved. But it is kind of long, and it's out of my reach over here on the far side. My thoughts are to get a couple screws in it so it holds up on its own, and then if need be I can go out that window and try to fasten the other end. John is inside with a broomstick trying to get some of the soffit pieces to go up and inside of the flashing. It's a little bit harder than I thought. We're going to have to reposition the lift, try to move it in towards the house and over to the left, and see if I can gain another 4 feet to bridge the gap of those 2 pieces of trim in there. We hooked up the lift of the truck again, and now we're moving it further close to that edge where the outriggers are going to sit, and that doesn't sit well with me.
We need about 6 inches.
Yeah, but then you gotta, there's a little bit of play when it lifts up and stuff, so, you know, just a couple inches forward. And look.
So you don't mess the tank, I think.
Alright, back at it again, reposition, and now I think that we can actually go up and over the house and then try to come down in front of the flashing area. I think we have these pieces and they're better than the old ones were. It's not a perfect match, but from that angle and from that side of the cabin, no one's really going to notice. I also would have thought I could have got matching screws, but Home Depot only had gray or silver ones. While we have the lift, I thought we would tend to a couple more things. We had a couple bees nests up in the ridge, and then I found some more loose screws in the metal roofing.
Okay. That's good.
All done with the lift, ready to return it back to the rental company, and that's a load off of my mind to have that project done. Now it's time to get in the holiday spirit with a little mix of work and play. All right, that's going to do it for today. I think I'm going to take next week off. I hope everybody is having a great holiday season right now. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Take care, everybody, and keep an eye on us.